Ed Sheeran ruins Apple's 500 most streamed songs, Canada thinks they can tax the world, funny cameos, idiots slapping each other, and so much more when you support The Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. This is Musical Autopsy. Doc Buckley's in the Musical Morgue, and this time the rib spreaders are on an entire artist rather than just a single song. Something I've only done twice, maybe? But in my Rock's Not Dead 2025 video, a bunch of you mentioned that I completely screwed up by not mentioning this band, so today on the table, it's Sleep Token.
Are you carbide on my nano, red glass on my light bulb, dark light on my culture, sapphire on my white gold, burst out on my chest and...
Now, generally I don't read other people's opinions on music. Mostly because I don't care, but also because I don't want it to influence my own when I'm making these videos. I don't want to watch Todd in the Shadows and then accidentally rip him off. But with Sleep Token, I had read two specific quotes. Anthony Fantano had called them metal for Disney adults, and Pitchfork described them as Benson Boone with a Spirit Halloween gift card. Which, clever as that is, did influence my initial opinion, having never heard them before. Which was, oh good, this is baby metal all over again. Bunch of whiny gatekeepers of metal going, oh, this isn't my metal, so it's not actually metal. So, my headspace going into this was that I was prepared to be very generous. I already believed I knew exactly where I was going with this, and it was going to be me shitting on the types of neckbeards with stringy, unwashed hair who go up to girls wearing Iron Maiden shirts and say, oh, you like Maiden? Name your top 10 songs now. Go now. Do it now, you fake fan. You bought that at Hot Topic, didn't you? Then, I listened to Sleep Token. That's Emergence, the first single off their new album. I don't know how else to say this, but yeah, this isn't a metal band. I question whether or not it's even a rock band. How many metal bands do you know that use the same voice processing as Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa? Tell me this doesn't sound like the effect used in One Kiss. It's also missing one, teeny tiny little detail that most rock songs have. Guitars.
I've got solar flares for your dead god, space dust for your fuel rods, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of...
Oh, there they are. They don't come in until nearly 3 minutes into the song, and they leave roughly 30 seconds later, leaving us with some more overly processed pop singing.
You might be the one to take away the pain and let my mind go quiet.
These could be metal lyrics, they could also be MCR lyrics. The guitars do come back for another minute, but a minute and 30 seconds of guitar in a 6-minute song, I struggle to call that rock. Especially when the last minute is a slow jazz saxophone and piano that sounds like it should be at the ending of Chinatown. Forget it, Jake. It's Sleep Token. Like, this is what I imagine everyone hears in their head when they look at Edward Hopper's Nighthawks. Yeah, I know, getting classy here. Now, you might say, Buckley, that's just one song. You're determining what they are or aren't based on that? No, this is effectively every one of their songs. They are the 7-Eleven swamp water Slurpee of music. Oh, you want a Slurpee? Here's every flavor layered on top of each other. With their song Caramel, it starts by sounding like a fucking lullaby. And then he starts singing.
Kill me out like sirens, pay back for the good times, right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine.
Maybe now's a good time to mention one of the major gimmicks of Sleep Token, which is that the performers are all anonymous. The lead singer calls himself Vessel, and the other members are simply numbered. He paints himself black, which, in 2025, I'm surprised no one's saying anything about that, and wears a silly-ass mask that does not match their music at all. Like if Slipknot did Wiggles songs. But oh, they're so mysterious. Nobody knows their real identities. In this song, he sounds like the lead singer from Bastille. Has anyone ever seen Vessel and Dan Smith in the same room together? If you have, please lock it from the outside and call a Norwegian black metal band to no, Buckley. The hook of the song, Stick to Me Like Caramel,
So stick to me like caramel.
are lyrics that feel like they wouldn't be out of place if Harry Styles sang them. Once again, we don't get guitars in the song until the 2-minute mark, and then, at the 3.5-minute mark, we finally get something that sounds like metal. Yet all those parts, the lullaby, the pop singing, the metal guitar, all from the same song. It's just so disjointed. It's several mediocre tastes that don't taste great together. The other single off this album, Damocles, exact same thing, which doesn't even make this feel special or unique. Like, Metallica's Battery or the Sword's Iron Swan, starting with softer instruments before kicking your ass, standing out from the rest of their library. Every one of Sleep Token's songs do this exact same thing, it seems. Every song can best be described as like a trip to the dentist's office. Starts out in the waiting room, listening to some fucking soft elevator music.
And it feels like falling into the sea from outer space in seconds to me.
Then eventually, you see the dentist, and the drilling starts.
When the river runs dry and the curtain is cold, how will I know if I can't see the bottom?
Only difference here is that you don't even get a free fucking toothbrush at the end of this bullshit. So, I thought, okay, well, surely they've done that thing every mainstream rock band does. I bet they were different when they first started out, right? Well, if the fact that they once did a piano ballad cover of Outkast's Hey Ya doesn't convince you that they weren't different.
Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now.
No, that wasn't a joke. Anyway, their first single, Thread the Needle, is, well, it's this.
You can thread the needle time and time again.
Falsetto over an ambient soundscape. First thing I think of when I think of rock and roll or metal. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in, we get some actual guitars. That lasts for a minute, then it goes back to singing over ambient music, then back to the heavy guitars for the last 2 minutes. So, no, they haven't changed their sound to be more mainstream. This is how they've always been. This strange Neapolitan ice cream of music, but none of the flavors really complement each other. Almost feels like an intentional exercise in pretentiousness. Oh, my musical influences are so varied and eclectic. I like Bon Iver and Meshuggah. And that's fine, but they don't need to be together. And if you didn't think they were irritating enough, they call their songs offerings, and their concerts are rituals. The whole thing sounds like something the South Park Goths would have come up with. None of their gimmick is particularly original, if anything even can be anymore. I mentioned Slipknot already. Ghost tried to keep their members' identities a secret, even going so far as using NDAs. And 9 Inch Nails calls their releases halos or seeds. Showing how deep Sleep Token's musical knowledge goes, they even ripped off Al Jolson. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I hope. But anyway, I don't think it's metal for Disney adults. I think it's music of some sort for ADHD-riddled TikTok kids who can't fucking decide what to listen to, who have no idea what they're in the mood for. I want to listen to some pop. No, wait, maybe something a little heavier. Actually, I could kind of go for some jazz. Wait, maybe some lo-fi ambient? It reminds me of a scene from Caddyshack. Sleep Token fans, this was before you were born.
I want a hamburger. No, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chip.
get nothing and like it.
Except, with Sleep Token, you won't get nothing and like it. You'll get everything and hate it. This is Musical Autopsy. Bag it and tag it.